trespassing for the people that don't live there, and it's after hours, and you're not supposed to be at a pool party. And number two, you just got anybody willy-nilly coming in here.
I believe, I receive, I achieve. Baby, I'm ready. Told me not to be outlandish. Knew that I could lead outstanding. I see the
Hello. Welcome to Authentically Lee. How you guys doing today? Are you good? Y'all, listen. I didn't get on here to rant and rave. I did not. I hope everybody had a wonderful 4th. I had a good one. It was okay. Like, it wasn't like amazing or anything like that. It was just okay. But I got up this morning and I Ubered. I didn't really do any drinking or whatever last night. So I got up this morning and I was able to Uber. I Ubered, and I'm just getting done at 1 o'clock. So now I'm about to take off and enjoy my Saturday. I'm about to stop and enjoy my Saturday. So I just wanted to get on here wanted to see if I was wrong about something, right? So today I was supposed to, so earlier last week I had asked a group of folks, just my friends or whatever, you know, if they wanted to go listen to some house music at Grant Park. It's just an annual thing. I go to House in the Park, and then I go to house park picnic, or house music picnic, that type of thing. And so today is the one in Grant Park where, you know, they play house music and everything. And so last week I was just like, hey, y'all, do y'all want to get together and go down there? Let's set up the tent and let's just, you know, go down there and listen to some house music, bring some finger food and that type of thing. So I'm getting a group together, and I said, you know, let's do this. Well, when they were in the group chat, they were like, yeah, let's do it. Ooh, excuse me. And I was like, well, the other person, one of the people was like, well, I have a tent as well. And I said, well, let's coordinate something so that, you know, we have 2 tents, that type of thing, chairs. Let's just make it a big old thing. So then as we get closer to the time, I'm like, hey guys, are we all still on for tomorrow? This was yesterday. And they were kind of like, well, what time? Now, normally when I go down there, I like to get down there around 10:30, 11 o'clock so I can get a good spot, set up the tent, you know, just kind of have everything what it needs to be. But I didn't have anybody helping me. One of my friends was going to help me. She's not a part of the group. And she had agreed to help me. But when I realized the other folks weren't committed to coming, I told her, I said, I appreciate you offering to help, but I don't want to just go set up a tent for just me and you. Like, it's not worth all the work that we would put into it. She was probably looking forward to it because she's never been, and I hate that I had to do that. But I was more upset with the fact that my friends didn't want to help me. I just feel like, why? You know, like, I would love to be able to just walk up to an event and be like, oh, I'm here, and everything's all set up. But that's not how that works, you know? And I was like, I'm just not going to go. Is it worth it? You know, it's just not worth it. So, needless to say, I just went on ahead and said, forget it. I'm going to go ahead and make some money this morning in Uber. I ain't even going to worry about going down there. Now, I may go by myself after I go home and change and everything, just depending on the traffic and how I feel. I may go down there and just get me some, you know, content or something like that. I don't know yet, you know. Depends on the parking and that type of thing. And I may take my lawn chair and just, you know, make my way down there. But I don't have to bring the cooler and the food and the, you know, all the stuff that I was just willing to do. So that's, I mean, am I wrong for just deciding to cancel the whole thing? I mean, because I had told several people, and there are several people that's not a part of the group that was going to come too. So I had just texted them all this morning. I said, I don't have no help setting up like that, and people aren't committing, so I'm not going to do it. So anyway, I felt a little weird about it at first, just kind of like not really upset, but just more or less like disappointed, because I'm always trying to attend when they ask me to attend, bring what they ask me to bring, that type of thing. But I'm just so sick of people being lazy to be, you know, friends, I guess. Anyway, so another thing that has happened, it happened to me last night, was I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm on the HOA board. I'm on the board in my community, and I handle the finances. And unfortunately, HOA are not a likable group of people by the community. But what they don't understand is HOA definitely keep things regulated in the community. So perfect example was last night. Last night I came home about 12 o'clock, about 11:30. Yeah, about 11:30. And there was a pool party going on. Now, I live right across the street from the pool, so I'm pulling up to illegally parked cars, loud music, just a loud bunch of people that were at the pool at 11:30. Now, our pool closes at 10 p.m., period, point blank. You're not supposed to be in the pool past 10, no matter who you are. And then furthermore, there are no parties because we share a community pool, and you can't take over the pool by throwing a party. So when something like that happens, we are supposed to go and ask them to leave. And when I say it was a lot of people, it was 2 or 3 motorcycles out there. They were smoking weed. It was, you know, at least 60 people at the pool, and then outside in the parking lot. It was just way too much. I pay my HOA dues as a part of the requirement and access to the pool. So if I'm a guest, if I'm a resident and I try to go to the pool, like say for instance before it was closed, I can't because you and your people have taken over the pool, to which they don't pay for. I pay to have access to the pool. And so a person that lives in the community can have no more than 4 guests. That's it. 4 is good. 4 is a good number. That's not including you. You plus 4 people can come. So you can have up to 5 people if you include yourself. Or you and your home, y'all can have up to 4 people as a guest. So this was like 50, 60 people at the pool. I have footage because we have cameras and everything. So when I came home, I'm listening to the music and I'm like, wait a minute, who's and what we don't do is we don't confront the residents, because there's always an issue. Someone's always drunk, or excuse me, they don't like what you said, or maybe you've embarrassed them. Even if you go say, hey, do you live here? Because the pool is now closing, so you and your guests have to leave. That's better than calling the police, right? So last night I was asking several people, like, who lives here? No one would say anything. Like, we don't know whose party this is or whatever. So then I had no choice but to call the police. Neighbors had already called the police. So we kind of flooded the police on the 4th of July with a disturbance call because it was a pool party going on. Like, they were loud. And even though it is the 4th of July, the police have priority calls. They don't have time to come and, put out these little tiny fires. But before it escalated into something big, because I'm going to tell you like this, if you live in my community and you pay your HOA dues, you have access to the pool, but you still don't have access to throw a freaking party. And if you did throw a party, right, or you don't have permission to throw a party, and if you did throw a party, then you didn't get permission, and the pool closes at 10 o'clock. Here it is, 11:30, 12 o'clock, and y'all still out there grooving, jamming. It's loud, and so several of us called the police, and they were illegally parked. So when the president of the HOA came out to meet the police, he basically was, because the guest, the resident came over, they were drunk. We didn't know where they lived, but they were drunk. And they were like, hey, why would you call the police? You could have just came over there and asked us to leave. And we were like, we did ask you to leave. Y'all act like y'all didn't hear us. Nobody said they knew who was what or where. So we had no choice. And even though you live here, it doesn't give you the right to take over the pool. And we could have had you arrested for trespassing. But no, we had the cops to come in and just say, hey, can you leave? We just needed reinforcement because you weren't listening. There's a sign big as day on there that says the pool closed at 10 o'clock. But he wants to get kind of, what's the issue and why are y'all doing this and da-da-da. Like, listen, dude, you're violating a rule. And what gives you the right to sit over here and bring your speaker and make loud music noises for other residents? That's not courtesy. That's not nice. Like, if you lived by the pool, which he doesn't, if you lived by there and you didn't attend the pool party, you would see where we're coming from. But we live over here. And you got all kind of guests running up and down the street with their motorcycles. It's loud. And I live in a gated community. So number one, there's trespassing for the people that don't live there, and it's after hours, and you're not supposed to be at a pool party. And number two, you just got anybody willy-nilly coming in here into our residence for which we pay for. I live in we have one side is a single family home and the other side is a townhome. Like they're joined together though. Like it's a big community. But anyway, I ended up not getting in bed until at least after 2 o'clock, and then I couldn't sleep because I was up from that, talking to the police, trying to calm the man's wife down, because she came over to the conversation a little aggressive. And it was me, the president, and another HOA board member there when talking to the police. And she was just like, we do this every year. I said, no, you don't. You didn't do it last year. She was like, no, last year we were out of town, and the time before that we were out of town, but we really do this every year. I said, well, you've been getting away with it, because I've never seen a pool party to go till 11, 12 o'clock at night over here, and we don't allow pool parties. So if that's something you've been doing, you've been violating. And she was like, she didn't know that we were on the board. You know what I mean? She didn't know that because she never comes to any meetings. They don't join any calls. They just live there, right? And I'm going to look it up tomorrow to see if they caught up on their dues as well, Monday. But I don't know. It's just people complain about having HOA and they only complain when they are affected by it negatively. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't want people living next door to you with 3 and 4 cars in their yard, like they're working on them, and hoods up and just rusting out. You don't want that. You don't want somebody living next door to you who's not going to cut their grass, and it's an eyesore for you and your family. You don't want nobody living next door to you who, got screens all busted up and tattered up, or blinds all crazy. You don't want that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that. So that's what HOA regulates, to make sure that we are all in a line with the rules and policies that are within the community to allow us to live within that community. You pay a monthly or an annual or a quarterly HOA fee to help regulate and maintain the community. Because if you ever need to resell, you want it to be a nice community. So why do people get mad at HOA? Because you got chewed up blinds in your window? That's a violation. Why can't you get your blinds fixed? We want to beautify the community. The community needs to remain beautiful. So, yeah, you bought your house, but there are still rules within that. Like you buy a boat. You can't just do whatever you want to do on the lake in that boat. There's still rules to follow to dock at that docking area. You know what I'm saying? So just because you be like, oh, I bought it. Yeah, you are buying it. But you want to keep it, that's why we don't allow a lot of renters and things like that. Because people rent and then they just allow people to come in. Well, if people don't own the place, they're like, well, I don't care what happens to it. So that was an issue for me. I don't understand why people don't appreciate HOA. You have to literally serve on the board in order to know exactly all the things that the HOA does for your community, for their community. And I'm only on it because I care about my community. I've been over there 18 years and I bought this place. So I've been over there 18 years since it was built. And I like my community, and it's still a nice one. And I serve on the board just because I needed to see all the going-ons that was happening within that community. I gotta go to the beauty supply store. I just thought about that, and I'm hungry. I have food at home though. I'm gonna go to beauty supply store first, and then I'm gonna go home and eat. But yeah, so anyway, that's just a gripe of mine where people just complain about the community, the HOA management, and I hate the HOA because you get violations because you don't follow the rules, but if you did follow the rules and somebody that lived next door to you broke the rules, you'd want something done about it, whether it's a fine or whether it's a letter, notification. You'd want something done about it. So quit tripping on the HOA board. And then another thing on the HOA, the people who are on the board don't work for the community. We have a management company that we pay, that regulates things for us. So I tell my neighbors, when you see me out walking my dog, don't stop and ask me or tell me that you've got a broken whatever, because first of all, this is not an apartment complex. I'm not the maintenance man. And you have to submit a request. You have to submit a thing called an ACC request. That request goes to the management company, and the management company takes care of it. They respond, not me. Okay? Or if you can't pay your dues that month, don't get on there and be like, hey, I need an extension. I have nothing to do with that. I don't touch any money. I just oversee the finance based on our checks and balances, where our money is going, just to make sure that we're counting dues correctly and we're putting money in reserves. But I'm doing that in conjunction with our management company that we hired. But I don't touch anything. I don't write a check. I can't tell you, oh yeah, girl, pay your dues, 30 days later, whatever. I can't do that. I have nothing to do with that. I'm really just counting money and overseeing what's in our bank account. So anyway, I just wanted to get on here and just say that, because people give HOA a bad rap. And my thing is, until you serve on the board or until you've done something constructive besides just live in the community, don't complain. Just don't complain, because you don't even know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're complaining about. You haven't dug deep into anything. You just want to complain because things aren't going your way. I hope some of my residents see this video. I don't know if they subscribe to me or not. I'm trying to, speaking of subscribers, guys, I know you all are on here for a reason, but if you have not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to get to at least 50 subscribers. I think I'm at 47 now. So that's good. Last week I was at 45. So I got 2. But I need 50. I want 50, guys. I'm looking for 50 subscribers. Please, please, please subscribe to my channel, Authentically Lee, and watch some of my videos. Watch all of my videos. Some I have Uber passengers where they're talking. Like, I had a good conversation today with a young man, and I'm going to post that. He's a YouTube content creator as well, and we were talking about that. There's like a snake in the road. Oof. So please, 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 when you get an opportunity, please subscribe to my channel, Authentically Lee. I'm getting up to 50. I don't know what I'm doing for the rest of the day. I got a homegirl that keep calling me, or she's continuously calling me. She's trying to get out of the house. I don't know why she's so anxious to do it, but trying to get out of the house to be seen, honey, and I'm not. I done drove today. I'll go see my mom tomorrow. She had asked me to bring her a plate. If I feel like driving later today, I might drive to go see her and do it, but at this very moment, I don't. I want to go home and I want to eat lunch and then I want to see how I feel after that. I also have some editing to do, so I need to get with that too. But yeah, y'all, I am getting ready to, I gotta go to the beauty supply store right now because I gotta get some stuff for my trip to Jamaica. I leave on Thursday. I'm excited. I'm super excited. I'm gonna be creating my content and vlogging, so I'm gonna bring you guys along with me. Cannot wait, cannot wait. I may go out on a limb here and say I'm gonna video everything, but I'm not, I don't know yet. Just depends. But I'm super excited. I need a break. I go to work Monday and Tuesday, and then I'm off for the rest of the week until the following Thursday, I think. I come back that Thursday, so I'm excited. So anyway, y'all, I hope you have a wonderful day. If I don't come back, like I said, y'all can come to the beauty store with me though if y'all want to, because that's what I'm getting ready to do. I'm getting ready to go to the beauty supply store. There's this girl that I drove today, a passenger. She had on a fragrance and oil, and I don't typically wear oil fragrances. I just wear cocoa butter oil, Palmer's cocoa butter oil. But let me look up this oil. I asked her, can I take a picture of it, because she got in my car smelling so freaking clean. So freaking clean. She smelled delish. And I never really ask people what they're wearing, but she told me today, and it's double, God, it was so blurry. Anyway, I'm gonna go look for this bottle. I don't know what it's called. Double something, double D diamond or something like that. I'll find it though if I get something close to it. But I asked her, I said, what are you wearing? And she told me. So I'm gonna go see if I can find that as well while I'm in the beauty supply store. So yeah, y'all can come with me though. Yeah, I'll bring you in when I get back. Mwah.